in its infancy again, even if a few players have been playing together for a few months now. But like I said, Corvidae on the other hand, they've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike recently, and they're really starting to gel very well and starting to see some good results. Some of which include taking or defeating Jam Gaming, who are also a CGP team this season. And August, well, they were known as August Warriors at that point, but they're Incept Esports as well. So these guys are on the rise, and they're looking to put in a pretty big performance for this season.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, I guess let's just quickly have a look at the vetoes as well. We're discussing things. Vox vetoed Train. So I guess no huge surprise there. Corvidae getting rid of Dust 2 is a little bit interesting. That was, for me at least, one of the maps that they could kind of fall back on at times. Vox picked up Cache, which is obviously the map we're going to be seeing first. And then Mirage picked up there by Corvidae. And then the final two vetoes were Overpass and Cobblestone, which is probably not a surprise to anyone at all. Vox and Corvidae respectively. And then the remaining map was Inferno. So the maps tonight.
Going
Cache,
through that.
Mirage,
yeah, sorry, Cache, Mirage, Inferno, you're right, sorry to step on you there, but going through the maps, right, Train is Vox's veto map, straight up, because they don't play it. Corvidae veto Dust 2 because it's Vox's strongest map. Vox picked Cache, which is also a strong map for Corvidae. Corvidae picked Mirage, and this is the pick that I'm 50-50 on because it's a very strong, or has been a strong map for Vox Eminor as well. They've played Mirage quite a bit. But going on to the last few, the Overpass veto from Vox Eminor is smart because Overpass is a map that Corvidae have played competitive recently. And then subsequently as well, the Corvidae veto of Cobble is also a map that Vox Eminor were pretty good in the later half of last year. So overall, going through it in my mind, it does make sense. And we are going to see really a pretty good battle, I think, over those couple of maps.
Yeah, looking like we're going to be getting underway shortly with the knife round. So that's cool. Nice to see it getting underway pretty quickly, which is not something that often happens in Australian Counter-Strike. Sometimes we go live and we're sort of sitting here for 15 minutes or so talking about rubbish. But there you go. Good start to CGPL 2016, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm on board as well. So the keys for this matchup for me, this best of three, is like you said earlier on, the experience of Vox Eminor being particularly Moe and Cozzy. But of course, Nerox, Gunlock, RVZ, Herbs have all played in CG previously, whereas this is a new team, none of which, I'm pretty sure none of which have played in CG before either. So it's going to be this battle between experience versus the chemistry that Corvidae have got at the moment, and whether basically what's going to win out in this particular matchup.
Yeah, look, I've been really impressed actually with Corvidae over the past couple of months. I feel like, they've kind of almost come from like no one really knowing who they are to being one of the the top 10 teams in Australia, which is quite a reasonable result for them. And they have been working together well and that sort of thing. So it is good to see them here in Div 1. And I expect they're going to be doing a little bit of damage. I don't know how you kind of feel in the grand scheme of things how Corvidae is going to go. I don't know if we're necessarily going to call them to be winning a whole of CGPL, but I think they'll do reasonably well.
Yeah, I think they'll be trying to battle to pick up a spot to go to the LAN finals, but I'm not sure. They're not a sure thing. That's for sure. But we're going live into the pistol round. It is of course the second match of Mwave CGPL 2016 Autumn season, and we're going to start off with Corvidae on the CT side on Cache, which will be good for them. Vox Eminor, on the other hand, we've got a couple of flashes on Gunlock, and he's the in-game leader now because he's given up that role. So we'll see how his influence is going to be on this game.
Alrighty, let's have a look. It's looking like a quick little entry in towards mid there from Vox Eminor. Doesn't quite work out for them, as Gratisfaction will find the first frag of the match. He actually gets the second as well there onto Nerox before getting traded out by Herbs. And this is looking very good here for Corvidae, but having said that, a couple of quick kills going over to Herbs. And it's back to a 2 versus 3. Corvidae in the prime position to be able to close this one out, but they don't have a huge amount of utilities to work with getting back in on towards this site. There goes one kill. Cozzy goes down. Ins is going to find Gunlock as well, and the defuse coming out there as well for Corvidae. So first round on the board for those guys on their CT side.
Yeah, a couple of key kills from Gratisfaction there, stopping the highway push initially there is what really sort of slowed up what Vox Eminor were trying to do and trying to, I guess, pincer on it and flank that site from two different angles. really sort of stopped the momentum a little bit there, and he is the key player for Corvidae. He's the guy who's been going huge most of the time for them and getting those getting the wins on the board. But so good to see him start off well early, and he's going to have to keep that up if he wants to carry this Corvidae team to victory.
Well, keeping it up is what he's doing at the moment, getting the first frag of this round as well. They're onto Neurix and the second onto Herbs. Sharp little passage of play there coming out from Gratisfaction. Obviously no force up here for Vox Eminor, so they haven't really invested a whole lot into this round. And as you would expect, it's going well in the favour of Corvidae at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit of an eco mop up here. So Urcast picking up a double there, coming out of the vent into B main. And 5 alive is what you want at the end of the round, but Gunlock has other ideas. He's got the Deagle, gets one, but Stitch picks him off there. So a good round for Corvidae, not losing a lot of utility, and Urcast picking up the doubles, able to rebuy if he needs to. But of course, with that bomb plant in the first round, and the full save effectively there, except for the one Deagle, will allow them to, Vox Eminor this is, to buy into this round. So we're going to see the first gun round go ahead, and generally speaking, Corvidae have upgraded it a little bit as well.
Yeah, no real, or not a huge amount of utilities coming out from Vox Eminor, but they are going to get the smoke into mid. Urcast, though, is going to take down Gunlock from Vent. So already, once again, you can start to see Corvidae getting a bit of an advantage as this round plays out. They do manage to get a trade out there. Alistair does grab one. Herbs in response, taking him down, but nice Gratisfaction, but from Gratisfaction rather. But again, Vox Eminor, in an unwinnable position here. So Corvidae looking very strong, starting their first game off here.
Yeah, Mo, he's just picking up one here. Any damage he can do will be good for him in terms of long-term economy, but he's got a lot of work if he actually wants to get the round, especially now that he's on 4 HP. Gratisfaction just dropping up back through A main. The bomb is down, they know where it is, and they're going to play the scenario as you should, and then just defend the bomb with all 3 members in close trading sort of angles as well. So Moe's going to do his best, but I ultimately think he's going to come up short here. And I know where he is.
So. Yeah, bit of trouble. They're not going to be taking too many risks. A flashbang comes out there from Urcast, and he'll take that frag for himself. So 3 on the board here for Corvidae, already starting to get a little bit of momentum heading into this. And I think, before the game started, I would have had to say I felt like Vox Eminor probably would be able to close this one out. I'd say it would go to 3 maps, but at the moment, it's all going the way of Corvidae.
Yeah, there was some good trading in within that round as well. I saw some really nice, Gratisfaction getting that nade kill after a lot of damage being thrown on straight away. But it's a quick A main push. The bomb's going through Squiggy here. They'll try and have an execute here ready to go.
Yeah, very quick entry on towards that A site. It does, I guess, work out. Moe grabs one, but as I say that, we are going to see Corvidae really reaping the benefits of those weapons and making good use of those. Moe does grab 2, so not too bad there for Vox Eminor in the end.
Yeah, it's good enough, and Moe is the key AWPer for Vox Eminor. He is the hard carry for the team, really. He's been that way for the last, basically since this team has reformed, from the days after the old Vox Eminor, now Renegade squad left. Moe has been the star of the team, the person who's carried them on their back, and he's done that pretty regularly with the AWP, and he's going to need to try and see if he can break this open for Vox Eminor in this round.
Yeah, that AWP on Gratisfaction as well. Oh, it's going to be Gratisfaction to win that first AWP duel. So good signs for Corvidae once again in this 5th round. Vox Eminor really just not finding the entry kills, the opening frags that they need to be able to get into these maps. Or into this map, rather. Yeah,
so really now we see them very spread apart. So if Corvidae want to push for information in a particular area, we can see Gunlock's just trying to get a bit of a spot. He's been spotted out there by Alistair in A-main as well, and he's been taken down as well. So really, this is just a case of lambs to the slaughter at the moment, and Corvidae are holding the big butcher's cleaver.
Yeah, look, Inns really, I don't think, should have gotten a double kill there. He was so open up on top of the red crate, but managed to find something, and I guess went superhuman, but I feel like Vox just really not gelling at the moment for some reason. They just don't seem to be working as well as they could be.
Yeah, you're certainly right there as well. It seems to be a case of one in slowly and whatnot, but Herbs has found Urcast who was trying to come around from behind, and he's seen the bomb as well, and Vox Eminor think that that's potentially the trigger to go across, And it has caused a double rotate. So left alone now is Alistair. He's holding in the squeaky room, as you can see on the screen. Vox Eminor are going to come through from main, but they're going to have to go quickly here. We're running out of time.
This is going to be one of the better opportunities the Vox have actually had, but as I say that, Alistair picking up an easy double kill, and Vox not going to be able to pick anything up that round either. So 3 weapons survive there for Corvidae, and they keep the AWP as well, more importantly for Gratisfaction. So 5 rounds already on the board for Corvidae, and they're just sort of, you know, sprinting out of the gates with I don't even know what to say, like...
Yeah, it's sprinting, like you're saying, Bolt. It's certainly coming on, and one of the key things that a lot has been said about Corvidae and really their ability to impact a game outside of Gratisfaction. And for me, it's been Gratisfaction who is the star of the team, and Urcast is backing him up as well as doing the in-game leader role. But if you can have one of the other 3 players going big, and in this case it's Alistair, then you're going to have some pretty impressive results, and you're going to do a lot of damage to some teams. So at the moment, Alistair is leading from the front in terms of the scoreboard, and so he's providing that support for his two star players in terms of fragging. So it's a good start for Corvidae. Vox Eminor are going to have to try and find their way into it.
Yeah, once again, Vox sort of peeking in towards middle. They've been going there a few times. It hasn't really worked out too well for them, and once again you can see Corvidae just picking up some easy anti-eco frags. These 6 rounds on the board for Corvidae. We're going to have a pause coming out after this. Someone has dropped out of the game, but I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily going to help Vox Eminor too much.
Well, because he's getting another second 1D for the round onto Alistair there, but little does he know that Gratisfaction is waiting up for him. You can see him lurking from above on that boost spot, but because he's decided to go back, he really wants to get a bomb plant, trying to get that extra $800 for his team. But he's going to have to contest with Steege, who's waiting in the B bomb site for him. 27 seconds left on the clock. And
if he can take down Steege here, it will be a reasonable situation for him. He'll be able to get the bomb down and find the 1 versus 2, but that is not going to be the case because he taken down easily there, and actually the pause not going to happen.
Yeah, so Gunlock rejoined, yeah,
Gunlock
so nice and quick. This is great to see as well. So
good stuff.
Yeah. Really now, I mean, it would have been handy in some aspects if Gunlock was going to be taking a little bit longer to get back into the server, because Vox Eminor could take a time to try and compose themselves and come up with a strategy as to what they do. But at the moment, it looks like they're splitting up 3 towards B and 2 towards A. Hopefully it's going to be some sort of fake to see if they can drag off a rotator from Corvidae to make the site a little bit easier to access. But it's not going to be the case at this point in time.
Well, they've got a reasonable amount of information. They know that there's at least a couple of players in the B halls there. But whether or not they're going to be able to use it is, I guess, the question. 2 players up there on A as well, so Vox Eminor really just trying to find a pick on either of these sites before they decide what they want to do.
Yeah, what they should be trying to do is really, in my opinion, is trying to get some mid control here, because Corvidae have had the run of mid this entire time, and the only time that Vox Eminor really have gotten into mid at all is in that pistol round where they rushed it. So it's such a vital area on Cache, and it looks like we're just going to come back in the end to a B execute. But it's going to be run into 2 players from Corvidae as well. So really at this point, there's not a lot of information gained from Vox Eminor's lurking in terms of Gunlock, and as well as Moe in mid trying to pick something. So they don't have a lot of information, and they're just going to try a different site from what they have.
We do have that 1 player up on the A bomb site though to, I guess, lurk a little bit and see if he can find anything. At the moment though, it is going to be Corvidae. Cast finds 1, does get traded out relatively quickly though. We are seeing Gunlock try and lurk on the A bomb site, but he gets shut down there by Alistair, and now the rotate coming across from Corvidae. It is going to be needed, as we are seeing Vox Eminor starting to get in towards that B bomb site. The retake is going to be on the cards here for Corvidae. This could be the first round for Vox Eminor. Are they going to be able to close it out? It's a 2 versus 3 retake. A couple of players very low here for Vox, so they need to play their angles correctly. Otherwise, Corvidae might be able to sneak back into this one.
The advantage is that they do have the positional advantage in holding up. Ooh, gets a double, but unable to come out through. Cozzy coming through with experience and quickly stepping out to trade there to close off the round for Vox and put their first on the round there. So those positions in terms of having a couple in that checkers area is really important. Because that, when you come in to retake that site, all of a sudden you're not just looking in one direction. You don't have 45 degrees to watch. You have a good 180 or more to watch in that incident.
Yeah, so Vox Eminor getting their snowball rolling just a little bit, but whether or not they're going to be able to follow that up. Oh! Gratisfaction with a wallbang. That looked nice.
Hmm.
Well, a good start there for Corvidae in this round again, and the question I was going to ask is whether or not Vox Eminor can follow up on that, because obviously if they lose this round, the money resets, and that makes things infinitely more difficult for them, but it is going to be Gunlock to find one in response to that first frag. Mwave is going to grab another one on the A-bomb side as well, and they get this final player. Oh, Gunlock, not a very good spray down, but he did do a little bit of damage. Most of the players there going to get the grenade around the corner, and that will finish him off. That's the AWP count as well. And this is looking pretty good for Vox Eminor, despite that early frag going in the favour of Corvidae.
Yeah, Corvidae just getting a little bit anxious there and just peaking on a couple of occasions where they didn't need to in the A-bomb site, and really that opened up for Vox Eminor. It was easy frags for them there as well. So the 2 versus 3 retake is on. This is not undoable for Corvidae despite Urcast 6 HP.
Yeah, as you say, that Steege is going to find himself a double. Mwave does manage to take down Urcast, but it's back to a 1 versus 1. Steege is the one that has to make the moves here. He is going to go in towards Squeaky and manages to take down Mwave there as well. So a round that should have perhaps been Vox Eminor's is going to go in the favour of Corvidae.
Yeah, I mean, really in that scenario, Mwave just didn't have quite enough to work with in terms of hit points. Yeah, he just needed to be able to hide a little better, but that Steege was all over there, and he got all 3 frags in a 2 versus 3 retake, so well played by him. And 7-1, it's starting to look pretty dire for Vox Eminor as well. They're going to have to... This is not really the start to the season in general, let alone this best of 3 that they wanted. They need to pick up some early rounds, and they want to be able to qualify for the LAN finals. They need to be able to take care of the lower ranked teams within their group, one of which is Corvidae.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you would say before this game started, but at the moment it's looking like Corvidae is one of the higher teams of the group. But having said that, we are only half a map in. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the rest of the game plays out.
Yeah, plenty of counter-strikes still to come. Urcast, I'm not sure quite what he's doing lurking through mid with a smoke grenade out, but he gets it done in the end. Urcast picking up Cosy to close off that round there, so it's 8-1 now in favour of Corvidae. Having said that, the economy situation is, it's going to allow them to buy next round, but it's a little bit low as well. And thankfully they're coming up against another no armor eco from Vox Eminor. Looks like it's going to be the B train. Hard up B rush.
I'm a big fan of the B rush, but we'll see how it works out here for Vox Eminor. Urcast is going to take the first contact of the round even. Does manage to get a double kill, but Cosy comes in, takes down Steege. Herbs in the meanwhile had taken down Urcast as well, so it's a 2 versus 3 here for Vox Eminor. One player going down, that's Inns taking down Cosy, and now Mwave, he hasn't really managed to retrieve a weapon either, so this is going to be even more difficult for him. He pops into checkers, but Inns is there to collect him. A reasonable round coming out for Corvidae. Probably wouldn't have wanted to lose those 2 players, but I mean, they have the economy there to sustain that sort of a loss anyway. So
yep.
Another round on the board for Corvidae, and that's the important thing.
One of the things that Corvidae have been particularly good, it's a small detail here, is it's buying SMGs where they know the Vox Eminor will be on an eco. And Insti saw it then and picked up a 3k, I think it was, for the round. Picked up the extra money bonus, and that really does actually quite help in terms of the long run, because he also picked up an AK from a dead player, which means he spent, was it 1700, and then he's picked up a 2700 weapon gun with a couple of hundred cash to boot.
Alrighty, so again, Vox Eminor playing reasonably slowly here. They've got a default setup across the map, not really going for anything too crazy just yet. Gratisfaction again playing on top of Whitebox with the AWP. Perhaps that's something that Vox Eminor can take advantage of, because he's been playing that position pretty repetitively actually. So maybe an opportunity open there for a double nade or someone to peek out from warehouse.
Vox Eminor being a little bit smarter now about how they're going about getting into the B-bomb side. So this time they've eliminated the threat from the vents, but it's not going to do much because Steege has taken off the first one coming to the site, and Herbs managed to take him down as well. So the B side is open for the taking, but it's a 3 versus 3, and the HP is favouring Corvidae.
Vox Eminor haven't yet got the bomb down either. It's finally going to go down there. Alistair, though, in the meanwhile, has managed to pick up Cosy in checkers as he popped out of vents. He finds a double kill there as well. One onto Herbs. The final player left alive is Mwave, and he's going to go down without too much of a fight. Another round on the board here for Corvidae, 10-1 the scoreline. And this is not looking good at all for Vox Eminor.
No, it's looking exactly, well, basically they seem to be playing roughly how you would expect a team that hasn't been around for very long. And this lineup is pretty junior even if the experience is there across most of the players in terms of CGP and beyond that as well, nationals, many national land tournaments in the form of Cozy and Mwave. And really, they keep coming up against a bunch of young guns. And the point you're raising about trying to counter Gratis faction, which they've managed to done pretty well there with a grenade, is that they haven't really been in mid to know that he's been playing that particular spot a lot. But they are trying to punish him now. They've got open in the mid. Moe gets one, he takes it down from the vent there as well. So this is going to be a test now. Can they get any further now that Moe's on 16 HP, but they've got a little bit of mid control?
Yeah, they've got Gratisfaction down to 19 though, so that's an important factor in this round here for Vox Eminor. They do have that mid control as well, which we kind of spoke about earlier as being so important on this map. But if they can use it properly is going to be the next question here, because Gratisfaction, obviously, you can see here, is peeking down in towards mid.
Plenty of time left on the clock.
Highway, I suppose.
Yeah, 55 seconds left, so they're just going to lurk around. It's missing his smoke there. But what they don't realise is that there's only one on the B bomb site, and they have picked it pretty well here.
He's going to try a pop flash there. It does, I think, affect a couple of players there, but Cozzy is going to take him down. No problems at all. That's the B defense pretty much deleted there for Vox Eminor, but Inns is going to grab one through the smoke, or almost through the smoke from Gunlock. He actually finds a double there onto Cozzy, and doesn't quite manage to grab the third as Nerox takes him down. It's a 3 versus 2 here. Nice lurk coming out from Moe as well. He'll be able to take down Gratisfaction in the Z connector, and this round surely is going to go in the favour of Vox.
Yeah, and a really good post-plant scenario there as well for Vox Eminor in the positions, doing really good things for them. Look, despite being 10-2, the economy situation for Corvidae is going to take a pretty big hit if they lose this one. So if Vox Eminor can win this one, and Corvidae are going to be forced onto their first eco for the entire half, actually. And it's going to put a little pressure in, and maybe, just maybe, Vox can bring this back to a 10-5. And Moe will certainly start it off that way, taking down Gratisfaction, who tried to peek it at A main. Moe was ready for it.
Yeah, the smoke comes out into A main though from Corvidae, so that's going to slow things down. Inns almost looked like he wanted to push through that smoke, but in the end, he's just going to pick up the AWP and then fall back in towards the site with that. In the meanwhile, in mid, Nerox has managed to take down Alistair. So, as you say, perhaps this is starting to be a little bit of a comeback here for Vox Eminor if they can pick up this round and then the next one. But still a couple of players left alive here for Corvidae, and they are going to keep fighting. Steege, one kill there onto Cozzy. 4 versus 3.
Gunlock just trying to lurk through here and try and find out where Steege is. He manages to get him down, but they don't realise there's another player lurking in the site. He's got a lot of work to do. That's Urcast. Can he get? He needs to get a triple here for this round to be back into the favour of. But he gets sighted by Nerox. Yeah. Just doesn't quite have the timing there. Finally, 2 players walking past him, and Nerox got it down in the last second there, checking that angle. And it's, I mean, yeah,
that's kind of like excusable there for him, because really, in that situation, you do need to take a risk like that and wait and see if you can pick up a triple or even a quad spray down.
Yeah, no, 100%. He was making the right play. You're correct there. As soon as if he took that first player, and we're just talking about trigger discipline, if he took that first shot there, then really it was all over, because it would have been 2 more people coming out to trade straight away, and his life gets a lot harder for him. And Moe's just trying to bait out the play there, but Ince isn't going to have any of it. Oh. He gets one, can't get a second.
Was a good read.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get the shot there.
Yeah, and that AWP's going to go back to the hands of Moe here, and like I predicted, of course, knowing the economy situation, the second round loss only pulls them $1,900 in the coffers for Corvidae, so that's going to put them on the eco now, but they do have a couple of pistols and a flashbang, and we'll see the first eco play. Something that I thought that led them towards that is, again, you remember that first round that they lost? It was basically off the bat of them peaking where they should have been, stepping out where it was probably not needed. And we saw that a lot again that last round. So it's just, I guess, I don't want to say necessarily nerves, perhaps a little bit of nerves, a little bit of inexperience showing from Corvidae in that aspect about how to really make percentage plays mid-round.
Alright, let's see how this eco round comes for Corvidae here. They have managed to retrieve a rifle, but That's going to get shut down very quickly by Nerox. Gunlock and Moe as well, chiming in with a killer piece here for Vox Eminor. And this is looking like a fourth one on the board, but Steege, if you're keen on that idea, does take down Moe. It's a 2 versus 3 here, but still the rifles and the health in the favour of Vox Eminor. So, could be a pretty standard round coming out for them from this point on.
Yeah, nothing to lose here for Corvidae. They can buy next round, economically speaking. So, Gratisfaction should try and get in there and get a couple of kills at the very least. Try and get that AWP out of their hands, perhaps. But Vox Eminor having none of this. Nerox comes through the corner. It's a bit of a crazy spray. Down to 3 HP is Gratisfaction. And Nerox finishes him off with a well-placed bullet to the right ankle. Not angle. Use the angle to get to the ankle, perhaps. But yeah, 10-4, so pretty good half overall for Corvidae. Either way, this round.
Yeah. It's a pretty important round coming out here for Vox because they've got this little bit of momentum going into the second half if they pick it up. And of course, another round on the board when you're only got 4 is always going to be useful.
First pick again now, going to Vox Eminor, but lurking in underneath the smoke there is Urcast. He takes down Nerox as well, so that evens the ledger for them at least, and it's going to be an A execute, but Alistair's in the perfect position.
Perhaps could have waited a little bit longer, but they're not going to capitalize on it. Alistair's going to find a triple spray down. Well, not really a spray down, he got a double spray down, but a triple kill, and all of a sudden the round goes in Corvidae's favour. Yeah,
you said that he perhaps should have waited a little bit longer. Well, I think he timed that one pretty much to point there. So, but that, of course, is the benefit of hindsight. So, 11-4. Yeah, Corvidae now have to show their muscle on the T side as well. We've seen them stave off the attacks by Vox Eminor as well. A site being not particularly successful overall for Vox Eminor. B site learning a little bit better. And interesting strat here from Vox.
It is. Perhaps they've been watching some demos and they felt like Corvidae might rush in towards the B bomb site or something like that. Whatever the case, it hasn't worked out too well for them as the A bomb site's completely open here for Corvidae. They'll get a very early bomb plant as well, and the rotate is going to take a while here from Vox Eminor. They're going to have to fight their way into main as well. There's 3 players from Corvidae they're defending, but they go down straight away. Cozzy picks up one, Nerox and Herbs finding one as well, and it's a 2 versus 4 here. The bomb still ticking down here for Vox, but you'd have to say this is going to go in their favour. The defuse does come out, and they're just playing the door game. Herbs will get the headshot through the door as well. But that could have been a lot worse for Vox Eminor.
Yeah, it's, again, I think the post-plant scenario they sort of chose, the positions that Corvidae chose in that instance were a little interesting. They seem to read that the flank was on, but I reckon they could probably have done it, tried to defend it a little better. It's just sort of all, I mean, there was sort of 3 of them standing out really in the middle of nowhere when they could have had at least cover and angle to play with, so... but, that's the choice. It didn't work out for them. And SMGs all across the board for Vox Eminor as well. They know that it's not going to be a pistol armor buy.
Yeah, Herbs is going to find a kill there with the grenade. Gunlock follows up. Second frag there for Vox Eminor. And Corvidae, they're just sending a couple of players to each bomb site, seeing if they can get anything done on either site. But really, not working out too well for them.
No. The bomb finally gets picked up from mid after a little bit of a foray towards B. Ince is going to try and run in. And Cozzy gets one. Can't get the second though. So 11-6 now is the scoreline. Now, as much as we spoke about, or that Corvidae's 11 rounds on the first half was very impressive, Vox Eminor equally. CT side, although it's tough these days, CT side, it's not impossible to put big numbers. 12 rounds in fact. Not impossible to do that on the CT side as well. So Corvidae have been pretty good though, and it looks like they're just going to default set up for now. See what they can find.
Ince rushing quickly into the squeaky there, just trying to get a bit of position, but no one from Vox Eminor pushing that, so they'll be okay. And sort of, it's fallen back to a little bit of a default here for Corvidae. Just spotting out in towards mid. I think perhaps Gratisfaction might have spotted out the player in the Z connector there, but Ince through the door, Gunlock. I guess the wallbang really not working in his favour there.
There was no gun lock from gun. Oh, Gratisfaction with the 1B coming across through mid and picks up the second event there. And in a matter of seconds, this is going to get ripped right open by Corvidae as well. It's all up to Mwave on the A-bomb side. He picks up one. Can't get a second yet.
Does get a second in the end there, but goes down through the wall, or through the door rather, from Ins. But having said that, that double kill has allowed Vox Eminor to find themselves in a 1 versus 2 situation here. Herbs, be the man with the plan, has to go out into mid. Probably not going to be expecting Alistair to be sitting right there. Indeed, he won't. Goes down. So, well played there for Corvidae.
Yeah.
Picked up their first round of the second half.
That one tap was a thing of beauty in mid there from Gratisfaction.
Yeah, from Gratisfaction.
And I guess that's a great illustration of the player that he potentially can become, and really the player that he is for Corvidae already, and that's the hard carry. And that's forced Vox Eminor back onto an eco and 12-6 down. That's not going to be a scenario they want, and they've stacked A site big time. Not a single player is anywhere else on the map for Vox Eminor, and they're going to move in, but waiting for the missed stage. He picks up one, and he's trying to bail so he doesn't die.
Yeah, that's a very nice little bit of eco slot coming out for Corvidae.
Yeah, making the read. Corvidae as well, rotating off to the B-bomb side. Nerox is the last alive for Vox Eminor. He'll be hoping to pick up a weapon, but I don't like his chances of getting a weapon and then actually surviving the time it'll take to go through the whole bomb timer now towards the end of the round. And lo and behold, Urcast takes him down as well. So I'll have a quick check of the scorecard before we move on. And Ince is turns out to be the key fragger now. He's on 23, followed up by 16 from Alistair. Interestingly enough, the guys that I spoke a lot about being the hard carry for Corvidae, Gratisfaction and Urcast, sitting on the bottom at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, if your top frag, if you're in air quotes top fraggers are bottom fragging, then and you're winning, then I guess like who cares? It's really, you know. But we'll see what happens in the second map. I guess I'm sure Gratisfaction and Urcast are going to get back into the top echelons of that scoreboard.
Yeah, so again, this is just the straight old default coming up from Corvidae. I've smoked off mid. Got to gunlock first though, picking off, playing the toxic barrels outside A main there. Gratisfaction putting a lot of damage down onto Nerox in mid, but can't get through with a kill there. And really, it's a little bit all over the shop at the moment for Corvidae.
It is. But having said that, it's also a little bit over the shop for Vox Eminor. You can see a couple of players rotated up towards the A bomb site, but now just having, I guess, defended, rotate back towards the B, and everything is okay now for Vox Eminor. They've got that player advantage, but very low health bars on the side of Vox Eminor, so still an opening here for Corvidae.
Although that opening is rapidly getting shut down by Mwave over at the B-bomb side. He picks up one, but he's going to have 3 more to deal with as they regroup. Can't get the kill on Urcast.
3 versus 4. If they get these 2 players on the B-bomb side, it's going to be good for Corvidae, but we'll see what they do on the entry. The smoke comes out in towards heaven. There's also one towards main, but not really the best of smokes there for Corvidae. But having said that, they do manage to find a double kill on the entry. The bomb will go down here as well, and it's up to Urcast really to find this player in the B halls, or in the vent rather, which he does. It's gunlock going down now. A 2 versus 1 retake for Cozzy. He's only got a UMP to work with. No kit, no grenades or anything like that. It is going to be very difficult for him to get anything done here. He's been spotted out as well by Inns. Does exchange a little bit of fire. Managed to find himself into checkers there, but Corvidae just playing this one to perfection.
Yeah, Inns picking up his second for the round, and 3 going to Urcast as well, the star for Corvidae, and they're on the verge of picking up the first map, which, if you recall, Jordan, was actually Vox Eminor's pick.
Yes.
It's not good news for Vox Eminor, but Mirage is also a very good map for them, which is the one that comes up next. So it's not all is lost just yet for Vox Eminor. They can still fight their way back into this match if they come on a pretty hot streak, but they're going to do it with pretty poor equipment in this round.
Oh, Nerox! Spot him! I love those kind of situations because you just don't know what's going to happen. In the end, Nerox manages to find the AK as well, picks up the frag onto Inns as he pops out at the boost spot as well. So this is looking okay for Vox Eminor. Steege is dueling a player there, Urcast in the A main, who actually goes down. And I did get a bit of lag. I don't know if you did as well, but at the end of it, it's a 1 versus 2 in the favour of Corvidae.
And Nerox does have enough hit points, and he'll get the ace if he manages to clutch this as well, that 1 versus 2 there. So we'll see what he's able to do, but it's not looking likely now as he's been spotted out. Despite his jumping heroics, he's unable to get it done with Alistair and Steege joining together there to pick up the last kill in the 15th round there. So a pretty big statement from Corvidae being made here. It's yes, we may be young and up and coming in the scene, but we're willing to take it to an established name like Vox Eminor. Even having said that, though the lineup for this current Vox Eminor team is still quite immature.
Yeah, definitely making their mark on the scene in the last few months here as Corvidae. Oh, the counter boost, you can just see a little head pop up there for Gratisfaction. He's going to pop that off. It's Moe going down in mid. And now 4 players left alive here for Vox Eminor. Make that 3 as Nerox burns the Steege. Wow, everything going in the favour of Corvidae in this round. There's only 1 player left alive for Vox Eminor. That's Herbs to keep them alive in this map. And I dare say that it's not going to happen because a 1 versus 5 with a scout is going to be something of legend, and in the end, it won't happen.
Yes, so the first map going the way of Corvidae, which is fantastic. So really good to see them making a really good start to their CGP season that's brought to you by Mwave. It's Autumn 2016, of course. That's the season we're in. So one of the teams who made their way into this competition through the FFYI has taken it to one of the invited teams, Vox Eminor.
Yeah, I mean, like, just the way that those invites worked, you would have to say Vox should technically beat Corvidae. But at the moment, Corvidae looking very strong. Inns in particular, 27 frags in that game. He was very good. 27 and 11 was his score. So definitely not necessarily carrying his team there, but putting or pulling his weight a lot.
Yeah, and I think, well, like you mentioned there, the guys who are on top are the guys we weren't expecting on top, and it was one of the keys that I said at the start, is you need the players who aren't your star players to be really pushing the line there and making it happen for them. So that's exactly what they needed to do in this first map to get off to a good start for this season, and that's what they're going to be able to manage as well. So really, you can't argue a performance like that against Corvidae, all over them on CT, and they kept it going on the T side as well.
Just been told that Legacy won against XL5 2-0, so that game is already over.
Wow, that must have been pretty quick. Pretty quick,
yeah,
in terms of scorelines.
Very, very, very quick. I would have predicted a 2-1 for that game, but
yeah, well,
Legacy, I mean, they're a strong-looking team.
Certainly, XL5 are one of the teams that they haven't got a lot of press in terms of lineups that could potentially, make their way through to the land finals and push to the top. But I really think that, given the weakening of Vox Eminor and the fact that we have a couple extra new teams in there and the lineups have all been shuffled around, I think that XL5 are a team, probably a bit of a dark horse for this tournament. But at the moment, Legacy probably, until we know what Immunity's lineup is going to be, it's almost that Legacy are going to be the favourites already, coming out of nowhere, just based on the names that they have on the paper and the form that they've shown thus far.
Yeah, I mean, in that little poll thing on the CG forums, I think at the moment Immunity is just leading, but then Legacy is coming in second. So, I guess the name Team Immunity does inspire a lot of confidence in the Counter-Strike scene, but who knows, this could be the season where they fall. I mean, Vox Eminor as well had their seasons where they didn't win and they got trumped by Team Immunity in the past. So we could be seeing that sort of situation coming out again.
We saw it last season. Chiefs are defending champions. I'm That's sure true. You've got, like, the Chiefs lineup only somewhat resembles slightly what was the Chiefs lineup last time.
One player. Is it just Chris?
Chris, yeah, I think so.
That's all that's left.
Because Dexter and Byrne joined afterwards. Lystep's gone to Legacy now.
Is it? That was like less than 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's crazy how much the turnover that's gone through and the shuffle in this scene. So, just crazy.
Welcome to Australian Counter-Strike.
Welcome to Australian Counter-Strike, that's for sure. Turns out your face is actually looking quite squished, so I'm going to see if I can...
What have you done to me?
I don't know.
I don't need to be any skinnier, Mike.
Yeah, this is true. And I'm not quite sure why you are so skinny, and then why now that you are even skinnier than you normally are. So, for those of you playing at home, the right-hand model has been fixed. It's an old 1.6 thing that I have set on by default. It's the left hands, because basically back in the day there was more corners that you went around, more time when you were negotiating a way around your maps where your left-hand model would allow you to see more screen than the right-hand model. So that was the original reason. And then it just looks cooler than default, I reckon. So,
are you left-handed in real life or right-handed?
No, right-handed. Yeah.
Yeah, I would find that distracting and weird because I'm right-handed to swap over to the left.
Yeah.
But I guess
to
once
it.
you get used to it.
Yeah,
sure,
pretty much. Just trying to wait for this the second map, which is Mirage as well. So do you just want to run through everyone who's maybe just joining us a little bit later after that Legacy match and go through the veto process and the score for that first map, Jordan?
Okay, so the score was 16-6 in the favour of Corvidae, which was on Cache, that first map. So Corvidae 1-0 up. And the vetoes, in case anyone missed it, Vox vetoed Train, and then Corvidae vetoed Dust 2. Vox picked up Cache, Corvidae picked Mirage, so now we're moving on to Corvidae's pick, interestingly enough. Then Vox vetoed Overpass, Corvidae vetoed Cobblestone, and the remaining map is Inferno. So if we do get there, we'll get on Inferno. But, Corvidae's pick is Mirage, so you'd have to say that if they were going to win a map, it would be this one. And being that they've already won the first map, spelling a little bit of trouble for Vox Eminor.
It is and it isn't. It's Vox Eminor is a map that is pretty well versed in Mirage as well, of course, being one of the 4 maps that Australian Counter-Strike just loves to play. And they tend to pick Mirage pretty regularly as well, but obviously they preferred Cache to Mirage, otherwise they would have picked Mirage first. So really it's going to be very interesting, but we are about to get going for, I think it's the knife round to start with. And we will, we're going to go into the knife round to the sides. So this is the pick for Corvidae now, 1 up in the series. It's going to be pretty interesting to see whether they choose to go again. If they win the knife round, they're going to pick that CT side, which is, typically speaking, slightly balanced towards it on Mirage, or whether they're going to try and keep some momentum and really get up into the faces of Vox Eminor.
Righty, let's see how the knife round goes. Obviously, as you say, both teams are going to be wanting that CT side, but early prediction for this map, Mike?
Yeah, we didn't actually do predictions, did we? Which is one of our
stables.
Well,
I thought it was going to go to a 2-1, so I guess I have to say Vox Eminor to pick this one up to make it a 2-1, or 1-1.
Yes, a 1-1, even on Vox Eminor as well. Yeah. So I think Corvidae are going to take it. They were just they were very impressive on the CT side as well. They just there was a few occasions where they tried to overextend a little bit and it's peaking where they shouldn't have. So really, if they take away those mistakes, which were few, and that only led to them dropping 4 rounds, then really Corvidae should be able to take out this one in a fairly similar fashion. So I'm going to pick them to keep it up, and I think 16-10. Although I will say, having said all that Vox Eminor are probably going to be a little bit better about taking map control on Mirage than they were in Cache.
Yeah, I mean, look, Corvidae, they did look very strong in the last map. But Vox Eminor, they have that experience on their side, so, they can obviously come back into this one. And, well, I'm hoping to see a third map. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, certainly.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd be keen.
Kicking off for a big start to CGPL. Brought to you by Mwave, of course, Mwave CGPL Autumn 2016, but also you've got to remember our other sponsors, Turtle Beach, Playtronics, Netgear, Logitech and AK Racing, all really trying to help esports in Australia grow by supporting cyber games professional league. But we're off to the start, and you can see on your screen that Corvidae are going to be heading towards B with the bomb at this stage, although I think they're going to try and sneak down towards underpass and back up towards A. So this is
It
where...
does appear.
Yeah, but they're going to run into a little bit of trouble in terms of that short player.
Yeah, Moe as well is trying to spot in towards underpass. Stage now just trying to fake in towards that B bomb site. If he can get a kill here, it will be very crucial in the grand strategy here for Corvidae. But at the moment, they've managed to get into the A bomb site. I don't even know how that happened. But having said that, Vox Eminor finds the first 2 kills of the round. The bomb has gone down here for Corvidae, so there's that at least. And Urcast is going to find a double kill there as well before having to fall back just a little bit. Now he's the sole player left alive. If he can close this one out, it'll be a huge performance for him. He finds the 3rd, but not the 4th, as Herbs comes in from jungle to take him down. Vox Eminor picking up the pistol round once again.
A little worrying there for Vox Eminor. What I saw is it was that, like, as soon as that, I mean, I don't know really what was sort of going on, but they pushed right back on a beat pretty quick there, and they were dropping off from CT as well, and that just allowed the mid lurk up from underpass to come through on the A side. So Corvidae were able to take mid very easily and take the A side very easily. And the most worrying part of it all was Vox Eminor's super quick rotate.
Interesting strat coming out here for Corvidae. Looks like they're going for an A execute, try and get that bomb down. They haven't got really many pistols to work with, so I wouldn't expect them to be able to win this this round. If they get that bomb down, it'll be a good result for them.
Yep, the smokes come in, so it's going to be a complete run rush onto the site to get that plant. But having none of it is Moe and Cozzy, who picked up 1 each. And the Eco Slaw is on. Greatest Faction getting taken down at the top of Palace there. So last alive is Urcast, who's found his way into, doesn't quite make the jump. And doesn't quite survive the round either. So SMG power coming through pretty easily there. And Moe...
Pretty important frag coming out from Moe there, getting that bomb drop straight away.
Yeah.
Basically shutting down the opportunity of a bomb plant there for Corvidae.
Interesting that with all the smokes that they did have, it was 3 or 4 smokes. Nobody smoked off that jungle area. They tried to do it from mid, but smoked off connector rather than jungle, which left that stairs and that area from jungle open, which allowed them to see Stage and Alistair picking up 1 apiece there. It was mid aggression from Moe and underpass aggression from Nerox, trying to settle off the Corvidae's attack, just trying to put them off their measure a little bit, but it hasn't worked. Although Vox have recovered pretty well here, and we're down to a 3-on-3, and Gunlock is on 15 HP after coppering a bit of a dink.
It's a 3 versus 3 here for Corvidae to negotiate. They have a reasonable amount of control on that A bomb site. Courtesy of Urcast, they only have that 1 player in CT to deal with. We do see Herbs, though, starting to rotate across. He's in jungle at the moment. Now, Corvidae just playing a little too slow. They could have found a 1 versus 3 on that A bomb site. Now it'll be a 1 versus 2. Herbs, though, he's not sure where they're going. He's just kind of rotating backwards and forwards between the A bomb site and the B bomb site. But at the moment, Corvidae getting that bomb down on the A bomb site. The retake will come across for Vox Eminor, and let's see what they can do. The flash coming out here is going to be Herbs to start us off there onto Ins. And, well, everything's playing really slowly actually here. You would have expected a bit of an explosion, but now there we go. Urcast and Stage finding 1 apiece. Now a 2 versus 1 for Gunlock to deal with. He's got the AWP as well. This is pretty much impossible. Stage jumping there with the AK. Not quite landing the shots that he needed, but there you go.
He's going to pick up the AWP. Yeah, you're right. We're waiting for that explosion. It came a little bit later. They got a little bit extra time these days, Jordan. Yeah, with that bomb plant, got extra 5 seconds to play with, so they can slow it down a bit there as well. Interesting round. I could see what Vox Eminor were trying to do there. They were trying to what they were trying to do is to not allow Corvidae to set up how they want and to try and gain mid control easily. So they put a lot of pressure in this first gun round early on the top of mid. Frags didn't really go their way, but they were able to claw their way back in it with a little bit of trading. So that worked out pretty well for them. But after that, Gunlock was on that advanced B position up on the sort of the top of apps there, being able to look down and get the information early, but subsequently as well on to turn, I guess, onto the other side of that coin really is from that position is also a really long rotate across the B bomb, from the B bomb side to the A side as well, which we saw, and yeah, not really working out in terms of the retake there. Not a lot of utility, and that was because it's the 3rd round and not the 4th round, and they didn't have that extra round to save up. So a lot of little factors going into sort of that that round there as well. But Vox Eminor 2-1 still, but they're going to have to eco this one.
They certainly are. So that'll be a nice little bonus here for Corvidae once their final player rejoins them. I mean, kind of a little bit interesting to see how Vox Eminor is kind of going about tonight. But no, again, I keep kind of going back to it, but I just don't feel like they're gelling too well. And I guess that goes back to the fact that they're kind of a new team. I mean, their retakes don't necessarily feel as strong as they could be. You could see that last one was a 3 versus 3, but immediately as they entered the site, they lost 2 players and that sort of thing. So something is missing at the moment for Vox Eminor.
Yeah, it is chemistry. What you're talking about is chemistry, and that's having a bit of time playing together and being able to develop the strategies and knowing, starting to learn at least what your teammates are doing that you haven't played with before. Because when you're putting together a team and you're looking at developing those relationships between players so that you know instinctively, that's what you're aiming for, to instinctively know how your teammate will play a scenario. Cozzy has to build a new relationship in terms of in-game relationship. This is with Nerox and Gunlock in terms of how they play certain scenarios and what they tend to do as well. So does Moe, so does Herbs, and Nerox and Gunlock have got to do that they've played together at least, which is one bonus, but they've got to do that as well. So everyone's developing and at times probably a little bit of second guessing about what their teammate is going to do in a particular scenario. So the comms a little bit more important, and if they're not flowing well, then you're going to see some scenarios where everything just kind of looks a little disjointed. And I feel like, which is what you're talking about, and I feel like it's just teething signs for Vox Eminor. And as the season goes on, we'll see those errors drop off, or at least we hope we should.
Yeah, I mean, none of that is really an issue here for Corvidae, so that might be, I guess, the reason we're starting to see them playing a little bit better than Vox Eminor, at least at the moment. But I digress. Heading into the 4th round here, we've got Corvidae, of course, in an anti-eco situation. Urcast just moving slowly up the A ramp and peeking in towards the A-bomb side. He's going to find Cozzy. Meanwhile, Mwave CQ went down as well. Vox Eminor, of course, don't have much of a chance in this round at all.
No, pretty much zero utility, except when Nerox has a flashbang. At least he's got someone to help him out, if he so desires. Ince is just working up and it just executes Gunlock from behind. The pop flash comes out, but it doesn't flash Ince, who eventually gets the kill on Nerox. Took a little bit longer than he'd hoped, but there was a panic moment there for him, I reckon. A little bit of a like, oh, please don't let me die to this, please let me die to this. And then he didn't, which is good. So, the buy coming out now from Vox as well. AWP on Moe, where's he going to play? Looks like he's heading back towards mid, and he's going to have to battle with Gratisfaction.
Gratisfaction heading in towards the B side, and Moe in connector now as well. So a little interesting, the positioning of the AWPers here, but we'll see what Gratisfaction can get done. He has to be very careful because there's a player down there in Van that could pick him up very easily if he gets the drop on him, and he's actually going to fall back there as well. Having said that, the Urcast went down to Cozzy as well, so already a good start in this round here for Vox Eminor, but a reasonable amount of control in towards the B-bomb site at the moment so far for Corvidae. They've pushed that player off Van, but not really going to make use of it. They've got that mid control, which I think is probably more important for them at this stage.
Yeah, despite being in this 4 versus 5 scenario, it looks like they're in a pretty good position overall. So Steege picking up that B player. Is it going to be a contact play? It looks like they are going to push up pretty aggressively here from short. Gratisfaction's trying to try and work his way through into the ladder room. And it's going to be a little bit of a hold off at this stage. So CD setup. He's just got Gunlock, Famis only, no utilities whatsoever, no ability to delay at the B bomb site. So if they do end up going to him, which looks like to be the case, Steege is heading that way from Apps. And he gets taken down there, so Gratisfaction will probably try and use that information to pick him off. And he picks off the second player, and that's going to be a B hit right now.
Corvidae seemed like they were in two minds there, but now finally deciding to go towards that B-bomb site. Gunlock is going to find one, but gets taken down, and a couple of quick kills going over to Corvidae is going to open up the round here for them. It's a 2 versus 2 now. The bomb goes down as well. Corvidae not really having the time to get into the greatest of post-plant positions, but they have got a reasonably okay crossfire setup here now, and Vox Eminor both coming from shop. So that's going to make things a little bit more difficult for them. The Alistair picking up the frag there onto Moe, and there you go, Ins taking down Cozzy. Both Vox Eminor players trying to push out at the same time, but really well played there from Corvidae.
Yeah, they just seem to be a little bit more on point in fragging just generally. And it's going to force Vox Eminor back onto the eco scenario here. And rather than the full stack, it's going to be 3, or 1 mid, 2A. And Moe's just going for a little bit of a wander up mid, and his wander gets interrupted by a flurry of AK bullets from Ince, and Cozzy's trying to push up in. Everyone's just sort of really getting taken down here. It's just one by one, pushing at various sort of positions, and this is a sign of a team who don't really have a lot of depth on their CT side just yet. Because, I mean, that's pug play. I'll just say it. It's pug play.
I mean, it was an eco, I guess you could argue.
But what's the point? If you're going to eco, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You should be doing something. We're a team here. You should have a couple of strats that you want to use. You know, some scenarios for A, for B, there where you can put something into the round and a small little bit of investment, maybe a flash or some P250s or something, and then work together as a team and try and find a weakness in Corvidae's attacking holds well their default. But really, they just walked out one by one to die. And that's a complete waste of a round, which is also a complete waste of Urquhart's money on that round, as he just did exactly what Vox Eminor did last round. But anyway.
Gratisfaction taking a grenade to the face as well there. An interesting setup there for Vox Eminor. They had 3 on the A bomb site, so kind of expecting some presence there from Corvidae. It worked out in the end, and now they're going to rotate a player across towards mid. But still only 1 player on the B bomb site here. So Corvidae, if they were to rush in right now and take out Herbs, they might get some good positioning. Again, just playing it a little bit slowly.
The rotator has been drawn back now from Gunlocks. He's left mid and it's going towards B based on the information, the Molotov and a little bit of trade of HP and bullets there between Herbs and I think it was Stige. And Moe picking off Gratisfaction as he tries to peek out the A Palace. So it's going to be a B hit now. They've decided that...
as well, so they're going to get some advanced warning, but Inns will find the entry frag. Gunlock, though, he gets a double kill, looks for the triple spray down, he does manage to get it, and that's a round on the board from Vox Eminor there. Nice work from Gunlock.
Yeah, and a little bit of cheekiness, 100 HP, I think it's on about 17 or something there at the end. I think they'll watch the VOD back and probably see that. But anyway, 3-4 now in favour of Corvidae, that is. So Corvidae's on the 4 and trying to take him. Moe just nails Alistair through that smoke.
Oh, Cozzy's going to find a kill here as well onto Inns. Looking good for Vox Eminor in this round. Might be, I guess they've broken the drought last round, and now they just need to the rain falling, because if they lose this one, the money's going to dry up a little bit. But Corvidae really not in a great position in this round either, given that Vox Eminor is picking up all these frags across the board.
Yeah, so Corvidae's trying to change what was going on. I think they probably felt like they were leaving themselves a little bit exposed, in the previous round at least, in terms of taking it slowly through that round, and tried to change that pace, try to get up into the faces of Vox Eminor early in mid, and it really didn't work out. Vox Eminor having a great read, and it always helps when you spam through smoke that you hit your shot. Well, not really a spam, I'm pretty sure he did see him go across the sock, but it's going to be a fast B hit actually, on the Eco Tech 9s.
Yeah, Corvidae falling back on those B strats, and really not hitting them all like he would have wanted to. Doesn't matter too much in the end there. He's got backup from Gunlock, who gets a double kill. Herbs does manage to get one taken out, but this is okay here for Vox Eminor, as they only lose that one gun.
Herbs just not quite using the right combination of nade keys there. But that's alright. Everyone makes those little mistakes. Like you said, he's the only one with pretty poor cash at the moment on Vox Eminor. Everyone else is going to be easily able to buy next round, and he'll be able to have one dropped for him as well. So no matter what happens, Vox Eminor will have a chance to keep putting the pressure on Corvidae as they edge forward in this first half of the second map in this best of 3 Mwave CGPL 2016 Autumn season. An exchange of frags at the top of mid leaves it at 4 versus 4.
Yeah, and look at the positioning from both teams across the map. Everyone's just sort of everywhere at the moment, and in the end it's going to go in the favour of Corvidae. Inns and Siege finding one apiece. Now 2 players left alive for Vox, and both rotating across to the B bomb site, so they feel like B bomb site is where Corvidae is going to head.
They're going to come up to pretty much an empty site, because Corvidae have decided that is not the way to go, and that they've potentially got a lot better opportunity over at the A site. But because they've taken such a long time to get to this point, they're going to have a little bit of resistance in the form of Cozzy.
See what he can do. He's going to have to come up pretty huge. He's going to find one there. Zercast going down in sandwich, gets the second onto Inns. He doesn't have enough bullets really for a spray down here onto Steege. He's going to have the time to reload, though. He's going to take the duel, but Steege will take him down there. Cozzy did what he needed to do, almost. Now it's down to Nerox to find himself a double kill as well. The bomb dropped from him, or dropped there by him. And now, Alistair should catch him out. Look like Nerox is aware that he's in CT spawn.
It all depends on how quickly Alistair is able to make his way through, and whether he checks the tight little angle here that Nerox is now suspicious of.
Oh, he's made noise now. This is going to be surely in the favour of Nerox, but no, Alistair with a nice little peek and a little flick across there onto Nerox. He's going to close the round out. 5 rounds apiece here between Corvidae and Vox Eminor. Certainly a lot closer this map is than the previous.
Look at Herbs' cash, 1950. He's going to have one drop for him there. It's alright, but everyone else had like 5 or 6k, but he's died a couple of extra times trying to defend that B bomb site. And interestingly enough, Inns as well running low on cash, so he's got full utilities in the Tech 9, and I like that play. Tech 9 is still a very dangerous weapon, and we see now in first person view, thanks to Auto Director this time, Gratisfaction has been really very aggressive at the B site with this AWP. He hasn't had a lot of luck just yet, but he's been really not afraid to get up and try to be really dynamic and try that sort of, I guess, that JW or Kenny S, just work on your movement, try and lurk around and do that unexpected play to try and break open this site, which is what they're leaning towards at this stage, as there's only one for Corvidae at the A ramp trying to play.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of, Corvidae is just sort of waiting to see if they can get a pick on this B bomb site. Gratisfaction just peeking towards Van there. The Molotov will go down, but not really going to do any damage at all to Vox Eminor. They're playing back on towards the site more so than at the Van area. And now it's on to Corvidae to make their entries. They do get one courtesy of Steege, but it's a trade. 1-for-1. Herbs managed to find one before going down. Gunlock is going to grab one there. Moe as well, chiming in there onto Inns. Was that on the A bomb site? I'm not sure, but regardless, it's a kill there for Vox Eminor, and that's what they need. Now a 3 versus 2 situation. Moe looking sharp with the AWP at the moment. Picks up that frag, and now it's Gratisfaction in a 1 versus 3. 2 AWPs and an M4 to deal with. Doesn't have the bomb, and he has to make a move onto the B bomb site or save the AWP.
Yeah, he's not really in a position to save anymore, is he? So he gets one with the AK, but Moe taking him down there as well, closing out that round very nicely, finishing off with a triple. Really, for Vox Eminor, Gunlock's been the star. You can see him at 15 kills. And he's been doing a lot of work for them at the B-bomb site in particular. But he probably, there he goes, he bought a kit, excellent, which is good to see as well. So he's really the leading frag and the player thus far of this half for this the matchup between Vox Eminor and Corvidae in the Mwave CGPL Autumn season.
We'll look at the waterfall strategy coming out here from Corvidae. They're going to jump off balcony there. Not working out too well for them. Moe's going to find 2. Cozzy and Nerox grabbing 1 apiece as well. And Gunlock chimes in from the stairs as well. So a very quick, easy round coming out from Vox Eminor. They only lose Nerox, so that's okay. Really nice anti-eco coming out from them.
Yeah, waterfall, I like that. That's nice. Yeah. That's a very apt kind of decision.
Flow off the balcony.
Yeah, it's good. Leap of faith, perhaps, in some aspects. And we can see them again. Inns is running short, but he has the utilities, which is good. And Moe's trying to... Oh, look at this ballsy play.
Yeah, this is I guess the battle of two rushes, and at the moment it's 1-for-1. That's going to be Corvidae, though, is taking the advantage. Siege has found himself a double kill. It gets drawn back by Herbs, but immediately Inns respond, and we're back to a 3 versus 2 in the favor of Corvidae. Bomb goes down on the B bomb side, and Mwave CQ is taken out on the rotate as well. So very good round coming out here for Corvidae. 3 players left alive, and Cozzy, he's going to try and save this AWP on the A bomb site.
Yeah, Cozzy's sitting there and he scratched his head, wondering what the hell just happened. A flurry of activity in mid, and followed up by a little bit of a probing shot towards B as well. It was a very nice split in the end onto that B bomb site. Inns using that Tech 9 very well to pick up the final frag on B, but sometimes you need a little bit of luck in mid, and I'm not saying that luck was solely to blame there, but when you're sort of trying to rush through smokes and Cozzy missing the first, gets the no scope, can he get a second on Alistair? No. Yeah, it comes out full strafing with that Glock as well. So, but in terms of when you're pushing smokes and you've got set plays in terms of flashing through smoke and that sort of thing, luck can still have a bit to play with as well in terms of timing and when you choose to turn around. So 7-6 now. Eminor taking a slight lead in this first half of the second map on Mirage, and again it's a quick mid strategy.
Well, it worked out last time for Corvidae, so why not? But I guess the why not in this situation is Moe, who picks up a frag there onto Inns, and Herbs is going to find Siege there as well from the B bomb site. So not looking quite as sharp this round is Corvidae, and Eminor in the pole position to be able to pick this one up.
Having said that, Alistair makes an absolute meal of his positioning there on short. He could have had probably a double kill there, but chose to turn around at the absolute worst possible moment there, and coming through and getting zilch for his efforts. And that's going to put this last round that had a good opening there for Corvidae into poor man's territory. 4 Tech 9s and a Galil on her cast, and it's just on the CT side though, AWPs on Herbs and Moe, and I actually like Herbs picking up the AWP now at B bomb site. It's going to change up the play. Moe is not going to have his AWP taken away from him in mid here either.
Yeah, Moe hitting a nice couple of shots there. One onto Inns, now going to have a duel, and wins that one as well. So it's 3k already in this round for Moe, but on the A-bomb site, it's Urcast to find a couple of frags. Are they going to be able to use it though? 2 versus 3, double AWP setup still here for Eminor. Corvidae making the correct read to move over towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, they're going to have to hurry up, otherwise Herbs is going to figure it out, and that's exactly what he's done at this point. Choosing to split up in this 1 versus 1 is an interesting decision. We'll see. They're actually going to try,
I guess, to collect the rotators.
Yeah, but it all depends, because if this frag goes poorly, which it does not.
Which it almost is.
Almost, but not quite. If that frag goes poorly, then the game's up, and he's got 40 seconds to revive a 1 versus 3 with, well, it's going to take him at least 10 seconds to go and retrieve, to get to the position where the bomb is located, and by that point Herbs is in a much more favourite position. But Urcast picks up the first kill, gets traded from behind Gunlock, and it's a 2 versus 1, and they know where Alistair is based on the timings left.
Yeah, only 15 seconds left on the clock here. He has to make the move. Do it. That's the question. Only the Tech 9 to work with, not even head armor, so he's going to go down very easily there. And Eminor, the final result, 9 rounds in their favor, 6 for Corvidae in the first half. So pretty even across the board.
That's about par for the course. If you're a golfer, 9-6 CT side. Both sides would be okay with how that sort of played out over the half. Really, I mean, it was a bit of a flurry from Corvidae to start off with. I mean, they lost the pistol in the following eco round, but then strung together 4, and then they'll just pick up 1 and the second one later on through that half as well. So
yeah, I mean, looking at the scoreboard there, you can see Gratisfaction is not exactly having the game of his life. He's 2-13, so I guess that's where the frags are lacking here for Corvidae. If he can step it up in this second half, they might have a lot easier of a time.
Yeah, he was trying to pick that B bomb slot. I mentioned that at some point with the AWP on a number of occasions, and never really got anywhere with it. He probably persisted with that a little bit too much, I think. And it looks like Eminor want to go for a classic B take on the first. At least it's not a hard B, so it's not a complete pug strat.
Yeah, slowly but surely making their way in, and there you can go and see they're just jumping on towards the side. It's a 1-for-1 trade to start us off here. Herbs and Kozi trading there, but it is Corvidae starting to get the upper hand here. Urcast doing a bit of damage on the B bomb site as well. The bomb is going to go down here for Vox Eminor, so now the timer playing in their favor. Nerox is going to find one onto ins. Herbs gets traded out straight away though, so the advantage still in the favor of Corvidae here. A 1 versus 3 retake. Urcast will find the final frag, and the retake is successful for Corvidae.
Yeah, it was read pretty easily by them. Basically, as soon as those smokes sort of came over, I think it was a couple of smokes that Vox Eminor threw over the top. As soon as they came floating over the top, I was like, well, the game's up here, champ. We know you're coming. And they rotated pretty quick and able to support their teammates pretty well there as well. And the lurker in mid there was Moe at the top of mid, and he wasn't able to get the kill on Alistair, so that potential flank was just erased pretty quickly there. But the bomb did get put down as well, so that's going to allow them to buy in the next round. And Gratisfaction is getting a little bit of heat, put him on mid.
Yeah, but he's going to get some back up there. Alistair's going to find a double kill in, grabbing one for himself, and then Gratisfaction obviously chiming in. So a very nice round coming out from Corvidae there, and I really like their buy. It's pretty much got everything covered. Yeah. They've got the rifles, they've got the long range, the scout, and then they've got the eco slaw with those SMGs.
The family pack.
Yeah.
Something for everyone.
Go to KFC and buy a few guns.
Kick from Clan, what? 9-8 is the scoreline going into this first gun round, which will be light on utility for Vox Eminor. And Gratisfaction showing his movement off, getting on the top of the railing there at short, and that's based on his spawner. That was a really good play, and he catches one person out. Alistair picks in a mid as well, so not looking good early on for Vox Eminor.
Siege has still got this scout, and there's a player up in the apartments there that he has to deal with. It's actually Herbs. But not really making too much of a move on towards the B-bomb. Just yet, as I say that though, Urcast is going to take him down as he pops off the balcony. Looking like another very good round coming out here from Corvidae. Their economy going to be very happy at the end of this one.
Yep, happy as Larry, and 9 apiece is the scoreline as well. So Corvidae are going to be able to maintain this momentum that they showed in the first half of Cache. We're able to pick up 11 rounds on the CT side. They're going to be able to shut out Vox Eminor, as Vox Eminor's T side is a big weakness we're going to see over the next, well, at least 7 rounds. Will certainly be obvious in about 5 rounds if that's the case. And a full eco again coming out from Vox Eminor. And again, really, they're split up all across the map. Don't really have any... Doesn't seem to have a lot of purpose at this stage.
Nice pop flash coming out from Siege there, and in the meanwhile, Gratisfaction's going to find a double in mid. And
it's going to do the same at A.
Yeah, I mean, another one of those really good rounds coming out here from Corvidae, getting the bank rolling up just a little bit. Most of their players sitting over 7k in the bank as well, so the following couple of rounds look pretty good for Corvidae here.
Yeah, if I don't see some good coordination in terms of an execute from Vox Eminor on this round, if we're going to see a similar sort of run off and die type thing that we've seen a couple of times from them, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. They've got full utilities, they've got all the options here. And Kozi gets caught out napping in the site at A, and Siege is poked as well on the B-bomb site. So all that's left is the mid presence that they were hoping to take at the start of the round to try and lock out Gratisfaction from that window area. They've managed to lock him out, but they haven't gained any useful territory just yet.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you wanted to see if you're on the Vox Eminor side, but Nox doing his best to claw it back, finding one. It's still going to be player advantage in the favour of Corvidae, and they're wisely not really doing anything silly. They're just sitting on their positions and playing the angles, not pushing or anything like that. So nice to see here from Corvidae.
Yeah, the most worrying part of this is all for Vox Eminor is the people who had smokes. They used all their smokes taking mid, and now they've got none left. So they're going to be able to hold off any choke points for extended periods of time. But Moe's going to try and lurk up mid. Gunlock finally gets taken down. He was under Palace. Support comes in from Ince at the site. He takes down another one, and just like that, again, the round is all over for Vox Eminor. The default has not been working for them on this map, and wasn't really working for them on Cache either.
So the most players that Corvidae have lost in this half in a single round has been 2, and that's why their economy is looking so fantastic at the moment. Vox Eminor really not looking too great on their T side just yet, but there's still a few rounds to play with here for them. So hopefully they'll be able to get something done in this one. Looking like it's an A strat, trying to get the bomb down. Maybe try and get something with these Tech 9s.
At least we're seeing a nice coordinated execute here as well, even if it's on an eco. So hopefully for them they'll get the bomb down, a little bit of extra cash. But nades come in early from Corvidae, and it's done quite a bit of damage to Herbs at least.
Oh, Gunlock is going to take down Inns. I feel like Inns probably should have got a double kill. They were both sitting in sandwich there for him to deal with. But this is going pear-shaped at the moment for Corvidae. Vox Eminor have got complete control of that bomb site. They have the bomb down as well. A couple of weapons have been retrieved too. So this is pretty much the best possible situation that Vox Eminor could have hoped for. And it's really going to be down to Urcast here to find something huge. He's going to find a double kill coming in from A-Ramp there. Really nice lurk around through T-Spawn. That's going to shut the round down. And Corvidae, courtesy of Urcast, should be able to close this one out. They need to be quick though, the bomb's ticking away. They do have kits, so they're okay. But really, really nice lurk from Urcast.
Yeah, not watching the flank was Vox Eminor, and it's probably reasonable as well that they weren't watching the flank. I guess the fact that excuse me, the fact that they haven't been able to put any real effect and get a reasonable plan in the last couple of gun rounds hasn't allowed them the information to know how Corvidae rotate as well, and how whether do they like to flank or whatnot. And so then in an instance, it's going to be useful information for them going forward, but obviously did not help them close out that round.
Oh, Nerok's going to be dueling up against, I think it was
Gratisfaction, yeah.
Gratisfaction there, but neither taking too much damage, or any damage at all, so all's well that ends well. Oh, what's this? How did Urcast get there? He must have
Straight
come up
underpass.
Probably a little bit disappointed with himself, only getting the one frag there.
Yeah, coming straight out of underpass. Crazy little fragger called Urcast. From a gang called Corvidae.
Well, he did do a little bit of damage there to Herbs as well, so I guess it's worth Corvidae, but could have got two. That's what he'd be thinking.
And they're going to drop off back to the A execute, so put a little bit of pressure at B and then drop right off, straight off to an A execute. Just the two smokes, so they'll have some gaps in what they are able to hold off if they choose to fully execute. But they've been sighted there, and Gratisfaction peaks for no reason, gets taken down by Herbs.
And we'll see how this retake goes for Corvidae. Obviously the bomb not quite planted here for Vox Eminor just yet, but they have control of the site, and this bomb should be going down shortly. A couple of very low plays for Vox Eminor, so a doable situation here for Corvidae, especially considering Siege picks that one up onto Herbs. It's back to a 3 versus 3. They're all coming from the one direction, so that is, I guess, the one flaw in their plan. Kozzy's going to find a double kill there. And the final player, Alistair, he's got an AWP. It's going to make things very difficult for him trying to retake this bomb site. I think he probably should just cut his losses, but in the end it's going to be Kozzy doing the cutting as he cuts down Alistair's hopes.
And just like the real One Direction, they were have now disbanded that attack, Vox Eminor that is, and the world is a better place for it. So just a quick technical pause coming out. So, Jordan, I know you're the analyst out of the two of us. Excuse me. I know you're the analyst, as my voice seems to be dying on me. So
that happens. In
your great knowledge of Counter-Strike, what do you feel that both teams should be really doing in this scenario? So obviously the little bit later plays are starting to work off of Vox Eminor, Corvidae. It's starting to get a little bit caught out here and there. We saw Gratisfaction re-peaking where he didn't have to and losing his life for nil value, where he could have played a very strong impact on that round from that CT spawn. How do you think the Vox Eminor should be really going forward from this? Do you think a little bit more mid-presence, or just keep poking around?
Across the board, it's been reasonably sloppy, I would say, from Vox Eminor. They've been caught out from behind a couple of times, so I think just kind of watching their flanks a little bit better would be, I guess, option one. They could pick up a couple of easy frags in some rounds and go from there, maybe, because Corvidae, at the moment, I feel like, are getting those easy flanks off, and it's picked them up a couple of rounds already.
And Alistair getting a tag onto Moe there, putting down a 16 and taking no damage for it. Urcast pushed up mid, and that would have been my guess, actually, to put a little bit more presence in mid early in the round, just to put off Vox Eminor any potential idea that they'd have of getting into it. So Gratisfaction is up on this, what do you even want to call it, fence there at the end of short, B short that is, and unable to find anything. Herb's just playing around at B. He's gonna be the lurker in this instance. It's gonna be a little bit of a flank, and it's gonna work out okay in terms of where the CTs are positioned, because you got 2 and a long retake at this stage from Corvidae, both trying to play in literally the same spot there for some reason. But other than that, it's going to be a little bit of an A hit coming out from Vox Eminor, which is ideal for them given the status of where Corvidae are.
Moe just a little bit scared there. Peak falling back even into Palace, but going for his peak once again onto the A site. Not spotting anyone out there, and I guess they're just waiting for this smoke a little bit to dissipate for Vox Eminor. No, they're deciding to go straight through it. In the end, it's a all-right result, I was going to say, but they lose a couple of players. So it could have been okay, but Corvidae holding strong on that A-bomb site. Now 2 players here for Vox Eminor, 25 seconds to get the bomb down, and things not looking too great as we see the last 2 frags going over to Corvidae. 13 on the board, now within striking distance of that magic number 16.
Yeah, and a little bit of an economy reset there on the T's, a little bit as well. Losing one and then winning one round and then losing the next one resets your loss bonus, and that's why at 10-13 the buy is a little bit haphazard, I guess is the best way to put it, and they're going to go straight into an A execute. But funnily enough, before that, Moe is just going to pop up and try an straight entry, unsuccessfully.
Yeah. Corvidae once again getting an early frag in the round here, and that seems to be something that's been plaguing Vox Eminor across these 2 maps. Perhaps they can shore up for the next week of competition, but it's going to be a crazy rush in towards that A-bomb site from Vox Eminor. Cozzy picks himself up 2, but it's not going to be enough just yet. There's still a player advantage here for Corvidae. Bomb is going down. That's Nerox who places it. But now the defense is on, and Steege picks up Nerox. This is an easy kill there for Urcast as well. And once again, Vox Eminor just, losing another round.
Yeah, I was waiting for those Molotovs to come in onto that side. 2 sitting there, was one on Urcast and one on Steege, I think it was. Just waiting for them to come floating in and just ruining Vox Eminor's any chance. Lo and behold, that's what happened in the end. Pushing them out of position so they're able to make the frags there. So Vox Eminor probably potentially could have ecoed that one, so they're able to put a little bit more into this round. But now in this scenario where they're going to be having these half buys, sort of going from round to round, but as we just sort of recatch up with the Go TV, we can see Urcast and Inns picking up a couple of frags there to put it back into a 4 versus 3 scenario after Alistair was the first one to die in this round.
Yes. Not looking too great for Vox Eminor. Once again, they've got that player disadvantage, deciding where they want to go with this bomb, and it looks like the A site is going to be on the cards. Gratisfaction missing an AWP shot there, but it shouldn't be too dangerous just yet for Corvidae here, as we are going to see Steege coming in there. Nerox goes down as well to Gratisfaction, so 15 on the board here for Corvidae, and I dare say they should be able to close this one out, Mike.
Yeah. Again, I think one eco in there somewhere, as in 2 rounds ago, probably would have been better rather than the 4 spider to stave off that 14th round. Yeah. You're 4 rounds behind. If you're going to do it, you're going to have full utility. You haven't had much success with ecos previously at all against Corvidae, so why in this pressure scenario would you actually have that happen? And they're gonna.
I see a Dak-Tac.
Do you see a Dak-Tac? Oh, you do too. Steege.
A couple of players stuck in the sandwich there as well. Alistair knows this. He's going to find one. Gets traded out straight away by Cozzy there, but it's not going to be enough as we see a couple of frags going over to Corvidae there. And Vox Eminor, very difficult position because you can see those CTs behind them on Palace as well. And as you can suspect, I suppose, or as we expected even, the round goes over to Corvidae. So 2-0 the result for Corvidae up against Vox Eminor. I probably wouldn't have predicted that.
I thought these teams probably would have been on, let's say, a reasonable level pegging in terms of, like we spoke about, I guess the experience of Vox Eminor that we spoke about, and then the chemistry, a little bit better chemistry and teamwork that Gratisfaction and the rest of his team from Corvidae are able to put together over the last few months. And let's not underrate the fact that how hard Corvidae have been working, because they've played a lot of competitions in the last 3 months. And if you're going to compare, it's sort of like, I think it's like 7 or 8 tournaments they've played, the Trans-Pacific ODC, they've played the Cybergamer Blaster X Cup, the FFYA, of course, the IEM qualifier. You compare that to Vox Eminor, who played in 2 tournaments, basically since CGPL finished up last time. So really, it's a case of, at the moment, with the infancy that Vox Eminor are in and the amount of work that Corvidae is coming in, I guess this is a case of you put in the work, you're going to get the results. And a 2-zip is a great result and a great start for Corvidae in Mwave CGPL Autumn 2016.
I guess on the other side of the coin, we saw Legacy picking up a 2-0 as well against XL5. That was the other result from tonight. So both those teams getting off to a good start in the CGPL or the Mwave CGPL Autumn 2016 league. And, getting off to a good start is very important in these leagues because you get that momentum going into things. If you start, I guess, going on a downhill slide from the start, it's very hard to kind of climb out of that hole. So good result for Corvidae and the Legacy guys as well. So
yeah,
excited to see how
you raised a really good point there, Jordan, as well, because this season in particular is, and you spoke about it on Twitter and in chat a little bit around here and there, and in your video that you did as well. It's so open, like. There isn't a clear favourite. A clear favourite is starting to emerge in the form of Legacy. And if you're not quite on with the news that's recently came out just before we went live, the team that were known as Fighting for Freedom, that's Snake, WoW, Top Gun, now I'm blanking, Moku, Ofnu, and Havoc, that were fighting for freedom, are now Legacy. They've been picked up by the org that previously supported Moku and Ofnu. So that's the news. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about Legacy. So they're starting to emerge as a team that potentially could be the team to beat for this season. But of course, we still don't know who Immunity are going to be playing with. They've only got 3 on their roster at the moment. We're still waiting for their 4th and 5th. Certainly rumours circling around. We haven't seen Chiefs in action yet either. So we don't know what they're going to come with. Obviously, XL5, not the best start for them. And then you've got a bunch of players and teams like Corvidae, who are nipping on the heels of these Division 1s, these established Division 1 names, such as Vox Eminor, or in this case, taking more than the heel off and probably a leg and an arm to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how these new up-and-coming teams really come into Div 1, because obviously we've increased the size of Div 1, so there's more opportunities for these newer teams to come through as well. So kind of a little bit of a different situation to perhaps some previous CGPLs.
Yeah, certainly. And we'll just take a quick look at the rest of the matchups that are coming up for this week. So obviously tonight, you see on the screen there, we haven't got quite the results updated yet, but Corvidae 2-zipping Vox Eminor, and the same Fighting for Freedom, now Legacy, 2-zipping XL5. Tomorrow night, we'll have Team Ferox versus Trident Esports. I believe the Sequential Gaming and Chiefs match has been delayed, wildcarded just yet. But later on in the week on Thursday, you'll see Jam Gaming, previously known as Supremacy, so Willie KS and his crew, playing against Team Immunity, which will be the debut of the new lineup, we hope. And finally, to finish off the week, we'll have Incept Esports, formerly known as August Warriors, going up against Citadel Gaming. So there's plenty to come in this first week of Mwave CGPL 2016, Autumn 2016 rather. And that's just the start. There's plenty more weeks to come after that as well. There's 36 matches all up, isn't it?
There's I think there's 6 matches a week for 6 weeks, so that would be 36.
Anyway, good.
Whatever it is, there's a lot of matches coming up, and we're only starting to, I guess, get into the run of things. But that might probably be it from us tonight, Mike.
Yeah.
Obviously, before we go, we'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors for the Mwave CGPL Autumn 2016. They are, of course, Mwave, and then you have Turtle Beach, Netgear, Plantronics, Logitech, and AK Racing. Very big thank you to those guys for supporting the league. But that is going to be it from us. Obviously, it's been Elfish Guy and Mike Star. You can check us out on Twitter if you want, but we will tune out for now. So see you guys tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your night.